Hello everybody, this is Patrick with Mainland Cycle Center, and today we're looking at the new CF Moto U10 Pro. And I'll be honest with you guys, I am just outrageously impressed by this machine. In fact, I believe it might be the nicest side-by-side I've ever driven. It comes with an outrageous amount of features. It's very well built. It's very well put together. It has a fit and finish above anything I've seen up until this point. And if you don't know, I am a Kawasaki KTM CF Moto dealer here in Texas. And Kawasaki is usually my premium line as far as building a high quality product unit. And then CF Moto usually falls right below that as far as a very good valued unit that's built well and is also reliable. I think this unit changes all of that. There's always some stigma when it comes to CF Moto. The US market's kind of hard to wrap their head around a Chinese vehicle as far as it being reliable. And then there's always that worry of, oh man, are the tariffs going to get me, or are the parts going to be available? We've been a CF Moto dealer for, I think it's been 4.5-ish years now, and I have had no real issues out of these CF Motos. LED headlights on this unit, premium paint on this unit. It's automotive grade paint. It's really hard to see. I wish it was a beautiful sunny day here in Texas, but unfortunately it's a crisp winter for us, which is not very cold for the rest of the world. Little sidebar LED lights here. To be honest, this looks kind of like a nod towards the Kawasaki Ridge. CF Moto going, I saw what you did there. Comes with a CF Moto synthetic rope winch, of course. Curved A-arms from the get-go. First 5-lug CF Moto with 29-inch wheels on 14s. Really nice, robust suspension. This is also the first CF Moto with this nice of an interior. Extremely soft, extremely comfortable. First time any of my guys got a chance to sit in it, they were just like, oh man, this is nice. This is probably the nicest seats we've put on a stock unit. Very nice gauge cluster. Would not be surprised if that's the same gauge cluster that's in their new C-Force 800 and 1000 four-wheelers. Got ourselves drains for the floorboards already in. You have to forgive me, guys. This is my first time really putting my hands on one. Little louvers here. This actually just kind of vents to the engine compartment. It doesn't actually, it's not your air intake, so you don't have to worry about, hey, they're not going to be sucking up a lot of air there, because your air intake is actually sandwiched between the bed and the cab. And I'll lift the bed a little bit later to kind of show you, but it's kind of right there. Both tie downs on the outside and the inside of the bed, which has been a CF Moto staple, and I really enjoy that. Brake lights, LED, and then when you put this unit in reverse, those turn white, so built-in reverse lights, which is really nice. Full 2-inch receiver, of course. This unit has a 2,500-pound towing capacity. It's extremely quiet if you can't tell. I've actually had it idle in here for just a minute while I took some pictures because I wanted to hear how the sounded when the fan came on. It really doesn't sound much louder than where you're at right now. In fact, I couldn't even tell you if it is on right now with the fan anyway. This unit has a feature that I really enjoy. We did this on the U-Force 1000, but has a built-in measuring tape in the tailgate. And I'll put a real measuring tape up against it. It is pretty close. It starts off very accurate, and then by the time you get to about 24 inches, I think you're about a centimeter off and it gets all the way up to about 3 centimeters off. So, you know, I wouldn't cut my house on it, but if I was measuring fish or something like that, probably be just fine. First unit that I have with a power source in the bed, very automotive looking and feeling, 12 volt power outlet there. This is a no ride section here, but the bed does have a maximum capacity of 330 pounds, so you could sit on this tailgate. It was built to do a little bit of that for sure. Fuel tank on this side. All in all, we're just extremely happy with this unit. You know, I really have a hard time figuring out, besides maybe putting doors on it from the get-go, half doors, how they could have really improved it from where it is right now. It's got some stuff on it that I think is going to take some getting used to for a lot of customers, especially here in the U.S. market. We're still a very physical key culture here in the U.S., and when it comes to power sports anyway. And this unit is the first unit I have in a side-by-side with a key fob. Comes with 2 key fobs. And then I went ahead and pulled this out. This is the new winch/bed controller from CF Moto. And of course, this unit has an electronic bed, and from the dash, when you're sitting in the unit, which let me go ahead and do that. Real nice steering wheel, very automotive grade looking. Kind of looks like my Ford F-150 actually. Electric 2-wheel drive, 4-wheel drive, differential lock switch. It actually has a really nice infotainment system whenever you flip that. So flip it to 4-wheel drive, so it shows that 4-wheel drive is now engaged. And then push in, and now it shows you that those are locked. Back to 4-wheel drive, back to 2-wheel drive. This is a touchscreen display, and that is one thing that the C-Force 800 and 1000 don't have, but you know, it just looks so similar. I feel like it must be almost the same display. Maybe it's the same manufacturer, just this one has the touchscreen and those don't. But of course, full media, navigation, got a parrot, of course, phone contacts, Apple CarPlay, which is pretty cool. I don't have an Apple phone, so it doesn't really help me there. Settings. I'm not sure what Membership Center is. I don't know if they're going to have some software downloads, or if they're talking about like radio options, or what that specifically states. Has some vehicle diagnostic, built-in owner's manual with tip information. So one thing that I have noticed is that once you pair this to the CF Moto Ride app, this has a speed limitation tool, which could be very handy for anyone out there letting multiple people ride their unit, and don't necessarily need your permission to ride it, but you don't want them acting a fool on it. So you can set it to where you can lock it to a certain speed with your pin, which is pretty handy. Little CF Moto. This gets you back to the main display here. And then these are your nice switches. And so this unit has speakers and a mic built in. So you just push a button and use your voice to do what you need to do. There's your manual switch for your winch here. This unit comes standard with an hydraulic dump bed. And so we'll just hold that real quick. It's actually very, very quiet, and it's pretty quick in comparison to like my Kawasaki Mule Pro FX HD. That's just a little louder. It does have a stronger looking actuator on it, or yeah, it's an actuator. than this unit does. Fully electronic shift. So you just push a button and it shifts. You do have to hold the brake there. Push a button. And now we're in here. Push a button. Now we're back in park. Pretty handy dandy stuff there. Push button start, which is just awesome. Push button start. It starts extremely quickly with very little effort. Little glove box here. They want to make those tight, that way they don't blow open going down the road. And of course, like most CF Motos, it comes with the funnel and a little hose and a toolkit that's pretty much useless, like on any side-by-side. Up over there, pretty cool. There's your beautiful 3-cylinder engine with that hydraulic actuator. I did get an opportunity to drive this unit, and one of the complaints we actually get out of the Ridge is that it's kind of difficult to creep in that unit. And so this unit, in my opinion, kind of competes with the Ridge as far as the level of quality and premiumness of it. I'm sure Kawasaki would disagree, but it definitely has a better throttle response when it comes to low speed. A lot of my guys have trouble driving them below 5 miles an hour, and it's not like you're gonna be doing that all the time, but you know, if you're creeping through the woods, or if you're trying to go through something real quiet, not try to spook some animals around your ranch or something like that, then this unit definitely handles that a lot better. Now, I will say the audio system that's on this unit is not just outrageous, it's not crazy sounding, but I will give it that in the past, MB Quart with CF Moto has been phenomenal. And I think that this was really built to be a system that, you know, hey, I just want a little bit of sound. I'm not an audiophile. I don't want it to just be jamming, but it would be nice that while I'm around the ranch doing some work, I can have some light music playing, and I don't really have to worry about things draining my battery, and I don't need it to thump and all that good jazz. Antenna on the dash there. One of the things we're kind of excited for is there is a power tip windshield for this unit, and we plan to custom outfit one of these as soon as we possibly can. And we'd love to put one of those on this for sure. So, what I was mentioning with this hand control unit, sorry, I kind of got distracted there, is you have 2 ports here. One is for the winch, and the other is for the bed. So, if you were, let's see, I believe the bottom one is the bed. Kind of hard to do with one hand. There we go. And then so you notice on the hand control, it's got an up and down and in and out. That way you can use it for both options. So now you kind of step away from your unit. Make sure that you're dumping the gravel or whatever it is that you have right where you want it to be. And then for most intents and purposes of winching, you're really supposed to not be in the cab when you're winching something. That way, if your string or your rope or your cable breaks, it has no chance of really coming back straight towards the occupants in the cab. a lot of people, just use a winch. They don't really pay attention to how it works. I know there's a lot of material out there, I'm sure on YouTube, on how to winch properly and what you can use as far as tools for winching and just safe operation of winches. And I highly recommend really more people get educated with that. I've had quite a few customers where they've got themselves hurt. I've had other dealers, friends of mine, that have had customers literally cut their fingers off because they were inappropriately using their winch. And so it is, it's something more people should definitely know about. But anyway, I know this is a little bit of a long video, but I just wanted to kind of give my initial thoughts. And man, I'm just super impressed with how high quality this unit is. Oh man, I sure did forget. I said I was going to show you all the air intake. See how quick that is? That's just fantastic. That's your air intake for the engine. Of course, this is your air intake for the CVT. Air filter is below the passenger seat. And then another thing that's kind of cool about this is this unit does have adjustable driver's seat, which is not uncommon on buckets, but it is kind of uncommon in this bench style configuration. Do this one hand. There we go. Let me see if we can't take you for a tiny spin. I'm going to try to attempt to do this with one hand. Don't do this at home, guys. There we go. So, put your foot on the brake. Push the high gear position button. Real smooth, real easy to drive that way. And I will say, this unit does have some serious acceleration if you put your foot down. It rained out here, so I can't really take it out. I'll be able to show you that. So it's effortless to drive. Anyway, and that's a somewhat quick, somewhat long first impressions of the CF Moto U10 Pro side-by-side. Thank y'all for joining. Everybody ride safe.